Hello. What is up, everybody? Let's just say it is safe to say that we haven't done this podcast in a hot minute now. It's been a year since we had our last guest. And guess what? We're reviving it. So, with that being said, welcome to Chill Z with four Z's, where we bring the chaos to you and you bring the chaos to us. We mention everything. We talk about everything. And I'm going to be your host. My name is Joseph. Nice to meet everybody. I hope to see other people around the world. What time is it for you? It's literally 11:22 p.m. a.m. here. So we're just getting the day started. Some of y'all are ready to go to bed. Some of y'all are just getting up in the morning. It's like 6 a.m. in the morning. So, let us know what your time zone is. And with that being said, we're going to be talking a little bit and catching up on this podcast. So this is going to be our fourth episode, I think. And I know, I get it. It's been about a year and a half since we done this. And we normally have our guests here, and our guests have been busy, and especially I have been busy. So it's really understandable to just, sometimes it's best to just take a break. And actually, I am back on YouTube, and I am focusing more on YouTube and making more videos. If you recently seen my channel, you know that I've been posting hella shorts. It's been helping my channel grow a lot. I used to post TikToks a lot. I still post TikToks. The fact that I post TikToks got me into posting YouTube shorts, because posting long form videos is, I don't know. For me, it's kind of like a lot of people don't like to see long form videos, especially depending on what the content is. And so I was like, you know what? Today is the day I'm going to start posting shorts. And so I go on YouTube and I'm pulling up my videos that I post on TikTok and uploading them as a YouTube Shorts form. And what I've seen exactly has been shocking to me. We had a video that hit over 15 million views. We had a video that hit 20K views. We had an insane amount of views coming in. It's just amazing how a community grows from one seed, tiny soy seed, to all the way to a huge giant plant. It's crazy. It's amazing to know that. And so all I am going to say is just don't ever give up on your dreams. Because if you have a dream set, either is being a psychologist, being a veterinarian, or whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, just don't give up on it. Because at this point, like, if you're gonna give up, you're basically just telling yourself, nah, fuck it, I don't care anymore. Like, you're losing interest in the goal that you have in your life, and losing that interest is not gonna get you anywhere. So have that mindset where you're saying, oh, I can do it, it's best for me. Like, push yourself. There's a limit that you have to push yourself in order to get to that goal. Because I'm going to say this right now, for me, it is not easy to get the goals that I want to. I just have to push myself, and I have to have that mindset where I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to achieve my goals no matter what, how hard I push myself. It doesn't matter. Just give me a few seconds there, chat. Hold on real second. Ooh, hold on a second. I'm sorry. Ugh, I confuse myself a lot. I have really bad stuttering sometimes. So let me check here really quick. And yeah, with that being said, just don't give up on what you're planning on doing in life. Because if you give up, you're just basically looking at yourself like a failure, and you're calling yourself a loser in that point of view. With that being said, I posted a few videos, long form videos recently, and let's just say I've been quite busy. And I am going to explain why I've been busy, where have I been, what I've been up to in just a short second. It's crazy to know how busy I've been. And I still post on TikTok. If you know me, you see me as this crazy NPC teacher where I go and I yell at students, and everybody likes it, and it's just really fun. It's entertaining. It's a niche that's always been popular for me on TikTok, and it always has worked. So I still continue to do that in a safe and productive environment. But like I said, I also started posting on YouTube Shorts, and I started posting long form videos. And I did post a video recently. If you haven't checked it out, I might have to put it right up here for you guys to check. It's called My 7 Month Experience Working with Dogs. So strap yourself because this one's gonna be a good one. It is my 7 month experience with dogs. So I started working at a dog daycare a couple of months ago. It's already been 7 months. I'm not gonna disclose the place just for the safety of it, but it is the most awesome job that I've been so far. I love animals. I love dogs. I love cats. Ever since I was young, I always loved animals in general. And so, you got to work somewhere. If you work somewhere you like, you're never going to work a day in your life. Just know that. I'm going to put this out there as simple as possible. Now, let me tell you about my experience. So, it all started by applying for the job. Every job you apply to is more like applying to retail. You obviously apply on Indeed or Glassdoor or in LinkedIn. Depends on what you're doing or where you're applying or where the business is located on to apply to. Now, you apply, got an interview, went to the interview, had an awesome interview. Maybe less than a week, got an email that I was hired. I was so fucking excited. This was one of my jobs I've been waiting for, and it's been a job I've been contacting for a long time, but due to high demands, it's been busy. It's been busy, chat. And, sometimes it's not easy. It's not easy to get employees fast in the rank as you think it is. Now, so what's next? Got hired, everything was good, filled out paperwork, filled out private information, and with that being said, you are sitting in a room for 3 days of online training. It's not even physical Zoom training because I know some businesses, they go out there and they have this compute. You sit in front of like I am right now, like I'm sitting in front of my PC and you're just looking and you're just had these headphones on and you're hearing half of the bullshit that they provide. No, that's not what it was. What it was is it was modules like they do in school. Like if you have a math module, so let's say lesson one, it will show a basics of lesson one, basics of lesson two, and basics of lesson three. That's how it would go. And so let's just say I spent about a good 35 hours paid doing that training, and what I've learned has been extraordinary to literally understand. It's amazing how I learned so much about dogs and stuff I didn't know. It's just it got into my mindset. So did the training, complete the training. I was happy. Once I completed the training, I let my manager know, and that's when my manager just started training me with the dogs, the real dogs, because I wasn't with the dogs while I was doing the online training for them. It was more like, oh, you have to do the online training in order to work with the dogs, and that was what I did. So once that was done, they put me in some guy. It was like a 3 day, 4 day training in person form. They would put different other people, and my first day was actually with the big dogs, and it's a big room, but they have a lot of dogs, and each dog has their own temperament. Some dogs were potentially aggressive sometimes, depending on how they felt. You just gotta learn the behaviors and observations that they give you. Like if they have their tail down, that means like they're scared, or if their tail is stiff, that means it's either something, something. Now, with that being said, I'm in the room, so you're basically with the tigers now, as I mentioned in my 2 videos ago. But believe it or not, each job obtains a responsibility. And with that being said, the responsibility obtains from cleaning pee, cleaning poo, giving water, cleaning rooms, disinfecting, because, any job, it's no matter what, you have to disinfect. And, it's amazing to know how much I've learned in responsibility just working with dogs in general. And yes, I've had my moments where I'm like, you know what? You're stressing me out. Like, we all have those days. Believe it or not, any job brings that to the table. And so it's a format of, just learning and gaining experience. Because if you go into any job, whether it's retail, fast food, or whatever it is, a job is going to take some time to learn. You're not going to go into the field of a job and you're going to be like, oh, I know what the hell I'm doing. Like, I'm done. No, like, you're not going to know. You obviously have to have the training and you have to engage with other people to learn on what you're doing. And that's what I did. And I spent a couple of months and I'm still working there happily. I love dogs. The dogs love me. A lot of them love me. I have a lot of them that would literally want me to give them like a belly scratch. And so what they do is they'll look at me dead in the eye and they stare at you. And once you stare at them, it's over because they'll turn around and they expect you to give them a belly rub. Regardless if you don't do it, they'll still lay on the floor until you actually do it. Unless something happens in their room, damn well they're not getting back up until you give them what they want. So, yo, chat. Oh my god, I'm so. It's amazing. It's literally amazing. So, if you're looking at a job in pet care, that's one of the jobs I do recommend going. Obviously, eventually I want to do something bigger in my life with pets. I realized that myself. I'm now a psychology major, but at the same time, I also want to, involve psychology with, dogs and dog therapy also at the same time if it is the only one that it's supposed to mean. Um, Anyways, long story short, what I'm trying to say is that everything has their own experience and what they bring to the table. I'm seeing a comment here. Amanda Bring. Sadly, I'm the only one watching. Sorry, dude. Awesome to know. Thanks for at least stopping by and just saying hi. Again, we're just a small community. At the end of the day, we grow every day. Like, you're not going to go on a live stream and you're not going to make a video and you're not going to expect to get 1,000,000 views in less than 2 days. It's just not how it works. And so, just having one person come in the community just to say hi, just to lurk. I see everyone lurking. Like, there's like 4 or 5 people that lurk in the chat. Even though it says one, believe it or not, there is about 5 or 6 people watching in this chat right now that don't say anything, that are watching from the sides. So for me, it is support and communication. So for me, it is all good. So just thank you for stopping by, Amanda. Back to my story. What were we talking about, chat? I literally just lost it. I lost it. Holy shit. Hold on. Oh yeah. Wait. What the fuck was I saying? Damn it. I lost my spot. We're just gonna continue. So again, explaining about the dogs. Each dog has a temperament. Each dog has their own personality, and that's what makes a dog special. It's like a human. Each human is not going to have the same personality. Each human is not going to behave the same as you want them to be, because each person is different. Imagine we were all the same. Like, honestly, if we were all the same, this world would just be a total NPC. We would be walking like we literally play video games all day. Like, this world would be a common factor on how we, just are the same person every single day. It's like having a holiday every single day. Like, a lot of people are like, I want to have this holiday every day. But in reality, do you now? Because if you're going through the same thing over and over and over, that's why Christmas only happens once a year. That's why Easter only happens once a year. Believe it or not, that's why every holiday happens once a year. Because if it happens repeatedly, there's no point of having a holiday that's going to happen repeatedly, because a lot of people are just not going to celebrate it no more. A lot of people are just not going to care about it no more. And so, like I said, it's about having, being different. Your own self, your own way, Don't listen what other people gotta say. Fuck what other people gotta say. You just gotta be yourself. And you're setting goals to yourself, you gotta obtain them by having a mindset. And if your mindset is the following: hey, I'm a total fucking loser, I don't want to be here, fuck this, I'm gonna end my goals here, you're not gonna get anywhere, because you're already adding yourself and you're labeling yourself to be a loser. And that's what you not are. That's what you aren't. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering a lot. But with that being said, now if you do have the mindset of saying, fuck this, I'm going to achieve these goals, I'm going to build connections, and I'm going to push so I can make it to that goal, then you're gonna get what you want. Because now you have the mindset that you're a winner, not a fucking loser. And that's how it is. You just have to have the mindset that you're a winner, not a loser. With that being said, give me a quick second there, chat. Hang on with me for 2 seconds. All right, so I'm going to be dropping here my socials. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on X. You can follow me on Twitter. Whatever you guys want to call it, to be honest. I know Twitter changed their name recently. It's a whole shit show. With that being said, we're going to take a quick break. So stand by. See you in a bit. Bye bye. All right, chat. We are now back. Thank you for that quick break. We went and took a quick water break, really quick. You know, just to relax. Sometimes it's best that you go and get a drink of water because being hydrated is the number one key to having a good immune system, and just keeping yourself healthy. And a lot of people, I know a lot of people. Work and they don't drink water throughout the day, or they're doing personal stuff throughout the day, whether it's shopping, working, going to school, or whatever it is. And a lot of people just forget to drink water. And I think water is one of the main components that a lot of people should drink, which is the element of H2O. I just think a lot of people should drink some water. Just any water, just has to be water. I'm not telling you go get a Coca-Cola, go get a fucking Fanta, go get a Sprite. No, I'm telling you to drink water. I'm telling you to drink water. So, in this podcast, we're going to be talking about drinking water. That's one of the keys you're going to be hearing me say in many segments of this podcast. Again, um, talking about working. With working, I'm also going to college, and I am a community college student. My major is psychology, and with psychology, let me just tell you, I have learned so much as I'm learning at my job working with dogs. And with that, bringing that to the table, I am doing psychology and at the same time working with pets. I've gained experience on a lot of stuff and how the human brain works. And it's amazing how one part of the brain works and the other part of the brain also works, and how it can, help us grow and how it makes us a person, because what's in our brain is divided by two parts, right? And so each part is unique in their own way, meaning some this part of the brain would help you talk, speak, move. Let's say the other one would provide you movement, mobility, thought, or whatever it is. But it's amazing on how many parts of the brain there is, and it's such a cool thing to hear. I've learned so much. So this semester, I'm actually taking three classes this semester. One of them would be my social research class, where you learn social research methods. I recently did a project on that recently on how sleep affects college students, and a lot of people, according to the survey that was sent to them, in order to find my research, was shocking because a lot of students only get less than 4 hours of sleep, especially when it comes to college. And how come? Because points of the survey, there was a question where it asked students, what affects your sleep? And about 50% of those students answered um, use of electronics before bed. And it's shocking because, believe it or not, whether you're a college, whether you're an elementary, or whether you're a middle school student, this happens to everyone. We just have an addiction where we have to go online and we have to scroll and we have to watch TikToks and we have to watch Instagram. We have to watch YouTube shorts before going to bed. We have grown into that mentality where that has to be the case. And a lot of people like to doom scroll for hours and hours on end. And you're saying, all right, I'm going to just scroll for a bit. It's going to be from 9 to 10. I'm going to just do an hour and then I'm going to go to bed. But then we have people where they're using your phone, where the blue light is affecting their eyes, to the fact that we're now doom scrolling from 9 p.m. all the way to 3 a.m. And it's just basically almost a whole day of work just doom scrolling. And believe it or not, you're affecting your eyes by doing those type of things. So we limit, sometimes it's best that, I think personally, we should just limit screen time sometimes. Believe it or not, whether you're in a children's set, or whether you're in a children mindset, or whether you're in an adult mindset, it doesn't matter. It means that sometimes it's best to just put the electronics down, set screen times to yourself. Again, we're giving iPads to kids that are 4 years old, starting at 4 years old. And you know how many kids spend hours and hours and hours on end on that damn iPad? Because I remember back in my time when I was born, my birthday is all the way in 2004. So I was born in the year 2004. Believe it or not, I didn't have no damn iPad at 4 years old. I didn't have no damn tablet. I didn't have no damn phone. I didn't watch Netflix. I didn't watch Disney. I didn't watch Hulu. I didn't watch none of that stuff. I would remember just being outside and interacting with grass, touching physical fucking grass, people. Listen to what I gotta say. Literal grass that's on the floor. And so our children are now being stuck to them damn iPads. They don't even have toys anymore. Everything's just interactive at this point. It's either watching TV, it's either on that iPad, or it's either being on that phone. It doesn't matter. About 50% of kids nowadays, that's what it is. You don't see no kids going outside and meeting with friends anymore. You don't see no kids going outside and touching grass. You don't see no kids going outside and playing basketball. Only about 10% of those people do that. And believe it or not, it is our generation that's fucked up. Because at the end of the day, this generation alpha is what creates it. And the generation on what people are watching and what people are seeing on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or what they're snapping on Snapchat is the reason on why we're in this situation today. Whether it's the talk of people talking skibbity toilet, whether it's the talk of whatever, chicken jogging, whatever the fuck it is, whatever it is, it's affecting us. And so I am so lucky at the end of the day, I didn't grow up in a mindset that our children have today. And again, bringing it to the table, I had my first phone at the age of 16 when I was already in my sophomore year of high school. And that phone was probably the most useless thing I've. It only basically worked so slow, and it will only basically work sometimes to call and text. That's it. I didn't have access to Instagram. I didn't have access to TikTok. I didn't have access to all that bullshit. Believe it or not, at the end of the day, it's all it's just a screen. Like you're hurting your eyes sometimes, and you're using your screen for. So again, students from middle school, students from elementary, students from high school, students that are in fucking college, let's just learn to put sometimes down the electronics, because at the end of the day, we're just affecting ourselves, And yes, I'm not gonna admit, I have a phone. I carry a phone on me on all time. Why? Because I call, I text, I do work on my phone. I upload on TikTok, videos for you guys to watch to keep yourself entertained. Yes, I upload on YouTube Shorts. I upload on Facebook for family. I upload on all these apps, so we are keeping engaged with family, because at the end of the day, you don't go up to someone and be like, oh, did you know that you could be sitting back in the day, you should sit in a table with your family and say, last week I went to the pool with some friends and I took some pictures. No, that's not how it is anymore, chat. You got to understand that nowadays, you take a picture on your damn phone. All right, took a picture. Let me just take a quick picture real quick. All right, let me upload it to Facebook, and everybody sees it. Everybody knows. Like, you cannot, either you're family or you're not family. You're just on that mindset that you're going to post that picture and somebody's going to watch it. It is not the same as sitting in a table and, talking with family. It's just not how it is. And we're not engaging. We're stuck on this electronic device called a phone, called an iPad, called whatever it is. And we're just, not being interactive anymore with people. It used to be so cool when we'd go outside with friends and play volleyball together, or play tennis together, or play freaking, whatever do you play nowadays. It would be fun because we would be interacting with people. We wouldn't just be sitting on an iPad all day and looking at a screen until our brains are just dead raw. Considering sometimes it's best to just read a book, Sometimes it's best to just read a book, Believe it or not, I have a lot of people that read books, but they have a Kindle. Some Kindles are provided to use for that just reading settings. So this is not a phone where I'll have internet. This is not a thing where I'll have, Snapchat, WhatsApp, or whatever you guys use nowadays, or where we're mindsetting on shorts and reels and Instagram and fake. No, this is none of that. And that's what it brings. And it's shocking that in that survey that was taken from me, we had a lot of people that said use of electronics before bed, because about 1 or 2% of the people only answered either workload is affecting their sleep, or either it's sleeping insomnia, sleeping pills, whatever it is. At the end of the day, those 50% of people answered electronics. Now, again, I ain't going to blame anybody on this, but I am going to say this. Using your phone has its goods and its bads. For example, some people read books on their phone. Some people look at taxes on their phone. Some people look at income stocks on their phone. Some people look bank account. Some people just read a book using Audible sometimes. So there's so many good things that is on that phone, that we should start using it for good, as well as using TikTok and Instagram and Snapchat. I feel like a lot of people are using that app and they're taking advantage of the app itself. And it's to the point where, some people are just making stupid posts that is getting them in trouble, posts that can affect their life in the future. Because believe it or not, no matter how much you delete that post, obviously someone's going to have it. Someone's going to save it. Someone's going to download it. And yet again, I am a social nerd. I do post on TikTok. I do post on Instagram. And I do post on YouTube. That's where I grow my community. And I've learned to grow a community on YouTube. But believe it or not, sometimes it's just, what I'm trying to say is, in this format, is sometimes it's just best to put the cell phone down, put the iPad down, put the computer down. It's just best to do that, And for me, sometimes it's hard for me because I have this amazing community on YouTube. I have this amazing community on TikTok. I have this amazing community on Facebook and Instagram. So for me, it's a little bit harder. And yes, I'm not going to say don't use your phone. I'm not your mom. I'm not your dad. I'm just saying what it is, what is going on in our now day-to-day world. Because our world is revolving and changing every day. AI has been an absolutely insane thing. You can ask AI anything, literally anything. They know you. They know you from top to bottom. They'll know your name. They know your date, your social security. They know the day you were fucking born. They know everything. They're not missing out. AI is getting too advanced. Too damn advanced. And technology is also getting too damn advanced. Just as Siri is getting advanced, such as Google is getting advanced. All these companies are getting advanced. And so, like I said, I'm not your mom. I'm not your dad. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Again, I do use my phone a lot. About 9 hours, 8 hours, sometimes less. It depends on if I'm bored or if I'm not working. Sometimes I'll have my phone music working. That's how it goes. Have music playing and just hang out with the dogs all day. That's what I do. And so my phone calculates about the hours that I have music on. But about 50% of that time, it's sometimes just best to put this phone down, because at the end of the day, we're not interacting with people as we used to anymore. And yes, I know a lot of people are growing on TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube. I'm one of those persons. So I'm always interacting with society on a cell phone, on YouTube. But at the same time, I put 50% on my phone, like I do 50% in real life, with family, with friends, with playing board games, where it's going to the pool, whether it's going to the park. I do that still, because at the end of the day, family and friends are still important no matter what. And so again, concluding in my survey, it's crazy. It's just insane to know that I expected actually workload to be one of the 50% of the answers that were answered. And sadly, that wasn't the case. But we are now so used to this thing called doom scrolling, where we use our cell phones, for reasons of entertainment. And again, I'm not your mom. I'm not your dad. I'm not going to tell you what to do. You use your phone as much as you want. And so with that being said, is just take a lesson from me, because back in the day, it used to be more engagement, more talking with friends, more hanging out, more sharing candy, more being interactive in the real world, instead of just making a group chat and sending text messages and, sending reels. And, it's not the same. It's just not the same. And I think that also at the same time, COVID has affected who we are in general. It really has. Because during the COVID era, we enter into this virtual world where we are now in a lockdown, where we're not allowed to see friends and family anymore. We're now in this lockdown. We're isolated. We're not allowed to go to work. We're not allowed to go to school. We're not allowed to do this. So what is our only form of communication? All of this. Messenger, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Discord. All of this is our form of communication during 2019 lockdown. But now that we can engage, let's go outside and talk more with our friends. Let's talk more with our families. Let's go out to eat, let's get back onto the grind of things. Let's not keep living in the same era of 2019 where we're stuck in a pandemic, where we're just sitting on a couch being couch potatoes. End of story. So that was one of my classes that I took, social research class. It was really fun. I am still taking it. I have a quiz to do in a couple of minutes when I'm done with this podcast. Also, I'm taking a Dean of Communications class. I've learned so much doing communication, with communication from people to dogs to characters that you see on TV shows. It is amazing how our communication style works in the real world. Whether it's having a grinning face, whether it's rolling your eyes, whether it's sucking your teeth, whether it's pulling your tongue out, a lot of those are communication styles. And I've learned this thing the other day where I watched this video that you go to New York and you see an ad. Let's say 50% of the people watching that ad right now is men. Okay? And the other 50% leave, and then the other 50% come in. Realize that, believe it or not, there's a camera in those billboards that know who you are. So let's say I, as a male, stand in front of that ad. I'm gonna be seeing an ad about Old Spice body gel for men. But now, if I have a friend, female, that steps up to the stand and starts watching, so now 50% of that people are watching, are females and are now watching. Guess what? That ad is going to change to a female ad on either tampons or Tampax or whatever it is that girls use for their necessities. It's going to pop up because the iris understands that either you're a girl or you're a boy, either you're a female or you're a male. It's just how it is. And so that was very interesting to me. I was kind of really spooked out, to be honest, just knowing the fact that it's crazy to know how AI, again, back to the story with the AI has advanced so damn much to the fact that it is insane on how everything is connecting with us. Everything is going to be controlled by AI. AI is taking our jobs, believe it or not. One day you're gonna go to a McDonald's and there's literally like 50%, like 95% of the McDonald's now have a kiosk where you order by yourself. Like I don't see a lot of people going up to the stand. A lot of people order from that kiosk, and that kiosk is gonna start getting more advanced with AI. And once that keeps getting more advanced, they're gonna lose their jobs because the fact that AI keeps integrating. So we're gonna have robot workers. We're gonna have robots that run around and give food and all that crazy stuff. So at the end of the day, it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be insane how AI has created such an amazing world. So by the end of maybe by 2030, we're not even gonna have workers anymore. Just like they remove self checkouts at Walmart, just like they remove self checkouts at Target, just like they're gonna be removing cashiers because at the end of the day, everything's gonna be incorporated with AI. I see you're there, DJ. So what's up, fellas? What's good? How are you? How are you doing? Big shout out to DJ. How are you, dude? So again, with that being said, AI is changing the world, and it is going to keep changing. Just as Siri now has an AI, such as Google now has an AI, such as Amazon. Every website that you go on has an AI at this point. Canva has an AI. YouTube has an AI. Everything has an AI, and you know why? Because AI is advancing in the world. You're not gonna have people that now sit at home that are literally on their computer helping you with your, whatever tech support issue you have, and typing and saying, "Oh, this is how you gotta solve this." No, an AI is gonna provide you that support, and they're gonna call you. They're gonna have a voice of a real human being, and they're gonna talk to you like they're real human beings. Like you're not talking to an AI, but at the end of the day, you are. You're talking to an AI. One of the other classes I am taking is what's the other class I'm taking? I'm taking another. I think it's just social general psychology. That's an online class, but I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from it. Not a lot, just more because it's more of an online class and it's not very interactive as I thought it would be. It was very hard to get some classes through my fall semester, and so with that being said, it's a little bit different. And yeah, so work in college has been keeping me busy, chat, and it has been keeping me productive and happy for the who I am. Like again, if you want to achieve a goal in life, whether it's pet care, psychology, or whatever you're doing in your life, you just have to achieve that goal by you know having a positive mindset. You know what I mean? And so that's what it is. It's about having a positive mindset and growing in society. With that being said, yeah, that's how it works. And so everything is changing. Our world is changing every single day. Believe it or not. Believe it or not, our world is changing every single day. And I'm not even saying it's just about AI at this point. It's about restaurants, businesses, everything in pet care, veterinarians, retail stores. Everything is changing. Our world is changing every day. Let's see another topic I want to talk about. Oh yeah, about few months ago, I posted a video on my first job when I was 16. I'm going to be linking it right up here for you guys to see. And that job was one hell of a crazy experience. I will be telling you it on here because a lot of people, you know, the video sometimes just doesn't appear on the recommend, and sometimes it's hard to find my channel. So I'm going to be talking about it here. So my first job, which I'm not going to be saying the place where I'm going or where I used to work at because it's long gone. I have the most toxic manager I've ever heard in my life. And this manager trained me and had this soft and nice voice against me. But at the end of the day, some people that act nice and act to be your friends, are they really your friends at the end of the day? No, they're not your friends. They're just dick riding you and saying that, oh, you have to, I'm acting so nice with you, you should act nice with me. But in reality, they're just being rude and disrespectful. Hello, Best Palestine edits, I see you there. And so my job consists of that. I was falling victim into this manager that would treat me nicely, but at the end of the day had an other side that treated me with a fucking disrespect. Like, no, don't take disrespect from anyone. Believe it or not, I'm a very nice guy. I'll talk to you nice. Like, if we meet up, like, you meet up with me and you're like, oh, hey, like, I think I know you. Like, hey, like, what's good? Like, we friends. Like, what's popping? Like, if I don't know you, let's get to know you, because we're in that person. We're literally standing face to face now. Hi, how are you? How's your day? Nice weather we're going through today. And if anything, we'll add them on social, whatever it is. We're good. But now, if you're going to be someone that acts nice but has the mindset of being disrespectful against me, I know your toxic behaviors. If you're gonna have this toxic attitude against me, and you're gonna have this aggressive behavior against me, fuck you. I don't want to be friends with you. I don't even want to get to know you anymore. It's just how it is. I don't care if we know each other in real life, because if I don't fuck with you, end of story. I just don't fuck with you. Don't fuck with me. I don't fuck with you. That's end of the story. Oh, a lot of y'all wanted to hear this story the other day. I'm going to be telling you it now. My couple of relationships. I had a couple of relationships. My first relationship actually was in high school. And I was like, what, 16, 17? Getting this girl, like Salvadorian girl. And at first, I got to know her. She seemed sweet. She seemed cool. And so, I asked her out. She agreed. I was like, all right, bet. So we're going out. We go out for a couple of months. She acts like a dick against me. And like I said, I ain't no bitch. Joseph ain't no bitch. Because if you're going to be disrespecting me, I'm going to give you the same energy you just gave me as I'm giving to you. With that being said, we dated a couple of months. We talked a couple of months through Instagram. I don't know what went wrong. We just stopped talking. She ghosted me. I ghosted her. Moving on. That was my first relationship. So basic, but now I'm getting that experience on dating. With that being said, my second girlfriend, which was like, what, 18 in high school? Yes, I was still 18. I was still in high school. Turns out that she was in 10th grade and she was dating. This was like during the COVID. No. It wasn't even when I was 18. It wasn't even when I was like 17. It was like during COVID shit. And so COVID happened and we were all virtually learning, but we were going back into school and doing virtual learning. So a lot of people decided to stay home to do the virtual learning, but a lot of people decided to go back to school. And so it depended on the mindset. And so this girl, apparently, another Salvadorian girl, which I was actually dating, it turns out that she was just using me for money. That she just wanted money off me. Like, she just wanted to marry someone so they can get papers off them from immigration. And I was like, no, sweetie girl, no, ain't gonna happen here. If you're gonna be asking me for money, that ain't gonna happen. If you're just gonna take advantage of me and date me for the money, girl, it ain't gonna happen. Sorry to tell you this. Turns out she says that she doesn't have any money to go back to her country and for her health issues. But then again, about 1 year after I left her, turns out that she's pregnant and that she's having a boy. On top of that, she has a whole man. Like, how are you gonna tell me? How are you gonna tell me you got no fucking money for your health and immigration issues and lawyer, but then you still proceed to have a child. Isn't that the same, basically? You're still wasting money. So now you have this child, you have to pay for diapers, you have to pay for medications, you have to pay for insurance, you have to pay all this shit. Believe it or not. So that was, I just, stopped talking to her, didn't fuck with her anymore, moved on. Then I had my third one. My third one was, I think this was already in, third one. Met this girl back in 2019. Again, during the COVID, we started chatting on Instagram. She added me, we added back. Still at this day, we're just good best friends, but something turned out that she had to move away. And, sometimes long distance is hard, believe it or not. Like, if you're in a long distance relationship, it is hard to have one because, you're not with a person physically. And this goes back to the conversation that having a conversation via cell phone or having a via conversation, voice text, or voice audios is not the same as having a conversation in real life person. And again, interacting with people is better than actually just interacting via a phone screen. And so long distance has really hit hard, and she was such a nice girl, but we moved on, and she's dating someone else now, and I'm happy for her. She's one of my good friends still. We still talk a lot on Instagram. She has my number, so we talk. We're still there. We're still living, and we're still communicating. So yeah, it was very hard to let her go, but it's part of, you know, like a wise guy once told me, it's just part of growing up. And you have, like I said, like 16, at 15, 16, 17, and 18, you're still in the prime years of your life. You're going to do stupid shit. Like you're going to go through issues in your life. It's all part of just growing up. It's all part of just improving in life. Once you're an adult, like I am, you start, doing better. You start making good choices. You start being responsible. You start working. You start financially keeping yourself responsible, keeping yourself, rent on debt, like not having to owe rent. That's what I'm trying to say. And so it's all part of just growing up. It really is. In relationships, housing, having a car, it's all part of just having responsibility. And I know it could be hard, and a lot of people when we're young, and I was one of the guys. I will say that when I was young, I would have this mindset where I need to, just I would tell my parents like, hey, like I don't want to be young anymore. Like we all have that mindset where it's like I don't want to be a kid anymore. I just want to be an adult because I want to do whatever the fuck I want. I want to eat ice cream whenever I want. I want to go out with my friends whenever I want. But in reality, you're saying this, just don't say it. Like our future viewers that are younger, because I know I have a younger audience watching, please don't wish to grow up. If you're young, just stay as young as possible. Be happy. Go outside, touch grass, hang out with friends. Because once you turn 18, it's going to get hard. You're going to have bills to pay. You're going to have all this shit to pay. So trust me, believe it or not, you say that you want to grow up, and in reality, you don't actually want to grow up because it's not what you think that you grow up and you can eat ice cream whenever you want and go outside and, drink and smoke and, do all that stuff. You have responsibilities up ahead now. And, it's very safe to say that, you know, just don't wish to grow up. If you're young, be young and stupid. That's how it is. Young, wild, and free, like someone once said. Because once you know it, time goes by fast and it's over. Damn, it really hit hard. Shit. Like I said, I was one of those guys where I wanted to grow up, and now that I'm an adult, I just wish I was young again, hang out with my friends again, be wild again. But I have these responsibilities on top of me now, and I know it hits hard. It does hit hard. And so, with that being said, we're going to take our second break to get a quick water break. If you guys haven't got water, please do and get some water right now. Let's go. No Coca-Cola, no Sprite, no ginger ale. I'm telling you this right now. I'm watching you through this camera. Don't play with me. All right, chat. We're back. Hopefully, everyone went to go get water. I know if you were drinking Coca Cola. I know if you were drinking Sprite. I know if you were drinking junk drinks. I'm watching you. No, I'm kidding. I'm not watching anybody. I'm not AI integrated. I promise you that. Why do y'all think I would give an AI conversation and then just be AI at the end of the day? No, I'm not AI. I'm a real human being person. And yeah. Um, back to the conversation. So again, don't if you're young, just don't wish to grow up because once you're grown up, it's responsibility on top of you every single day. It's just part of growing up. And like I said, it does hit hard knowing that one day we're 6 years old and another day, believe it or not, you say, as many people say, I wonder how time flies so fast. One day you're six and another day you're just 20 and then one day you're just 30. And life is short. I want everybody to live life to the fullest, Don't don't miss out on anything, If you have your mind again, have the mindset that you want to do it and you'll do it. Don't have the mindset that you don't want to do it. And I have said this a couple of times in the video already. Whatever you have your mindset to do, just do it. You know? And yeah. Also, with that being said, this live stream is a podcast that we are now reinstating again. So we are starting it back up. We're gonna have new episodes coming soon. We're gonna have new members, new viewers, new speakers. It's gonna be amazing. This podcast is Chilzzzz with 4 Z's, and it's the most unhinged podcast you'll ever hear. It's comedies, jokes, it's important talks, it's whatever you guys want to make it. You guys make the live stream and the way that it works. My name is Joseph, Like, it's nice meeting all of you guys here. And I know that sometimes I just sit here with one viewer, and one viewer is enough to just talk to, Because I watched this once and I've heard that one day you're going to start with one viewer, okay? The next day you're going to start with 2 viewers. The next day you're going to start with 5 viewers. And from there on, you're going to grow. So if you have that mindset of growing on YouTube, and you have that mindset of growing on Shorts, if you have that mindset of growing this, using the proper hashtag, using the proper niche, using the proper, postings, you're going to grow in life. I had a video that hit 15 million views. I had a video that hit 20K views. I had a video that hit 60K views. I had a video that hit 70K views. And so we grow. You grow. You end up growing, believe it or not, in those platforms. You just have to write. You have to have the right tags and niche. And yeah, so this podcast is the most unhinged shit that you'll be ever watching. I might have to start posting more of these on Spotify. I do plan on doing Spotify for artists, where I'll be posting the podcast and like recording them and posting them there. But I also want to make sure that it's coming up on YouTube because this is where I have most viewers and this is where I already have my community grow. On Spotify, it's still a work in process, it's in beta. Just like my Twitch is, just like my Instagram is. My TikTok, happily or not, it's been successful. And let's just be yourself, I be myself, you be yourself. And remember, just be kind to people, because being kind is one step of feeling good about yourself, because if you're not going to be kind, you're going to be a dick, no one's going to like you for the way you are, And if you're weird, just say this, because I'm also weird, be weird as many times as you want. It doesn't matter, because weird is different, It's not the same. You're not going to see everybody. Not everybody is weird. So if you're weird and you're annoying and you're that crazy person and you're so hyper, then keep being who the fuck you are. Like, at the end of the day, like, that's you. It's not going to affect no one else. They're going to say it. Oh, hey, no. Like, hey, you're being freaking annoying. Like, can you just shut up? No. How many times do you think I go up to people and say, oh, like, honestly, do you really think no, I don't care what other people gotta say. Sometimes I do, believe it or not. It's really hard to understand that sometimes we're like, okay, we don't care what people gotta say. But in reality, sometimes we just overthink and we're like, wait, I actually do care about what that person's gotta say, But after a while you just drop it and you lose like you just lose, the topic, you drop it. So again, let's be nice to people for the way we are. Um, you know, it's Autism Awareness Month, by the way. Just want to let you know that autism is not a disability; it's just a different ability. I'm gonna just say that once and once only. We celebrated Autism Awareness Day on August 2nd. April 2nd, we celebrated Autism Awareness Day. And even when April ends, let's just keep celebrating autism and other neurodivergent disabilities, whether it's ADHD, cerebral palsy, speech impediments, whatever it is, because we're all human at the end of the day. You know, some of us just don't have a leg, some of us don't have arms, some of us, have different ways of thinking on how they do certain things. But believe it or not, we're smart the way we are, and we're brave the way we are, and we are built to be who we are. Mark that word for me. It really it takes time. A lot of people don't um, adjust to a person, and it takes time to adjust. But just know that once the right time comes by, the right people are gonna come, the right team is gonna come, the right community is gonna come. At least time you expect it, they are gonna come. And I sometimes stutter when I'm recording. You guys have seen it already many, many times when I do the Kahoot lives, the Roblox lives, all these lives. You guys already seen it several times where sometimes I just stutter, and that's totally okay. If you have a stuttering issue, that's also okay. Everyone adjusts in their own world. Um, Again, I want to give a huge thank you to everybody that is subscribed right now to this channel. You guys are what makes this community what it is today. So I'm gonna give that big heart real quick out there. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for liking. Thank you guys for just viewing all my videos. It means so much to me. I'm planning on growing more and more and more on YouTube, believe it or not. As I am with TikTok, as I am with Instagram, as I am with Snapchat. But right now I have these two communities that are big, which is YouTube and Instagram. No, which is YouTube and TikTok. I'm sorry. And with that being said, I wanted to thank everybody for coming by, just watching, hearing me talk bullshit, hearing me rant about certain shit. And with that being said, we love you. Hopefully, you have a nice day. Stay safe. And with that being said, my name is Joseph, and I run Chilzzzz with 4 Z's, where we bring the most unhinged talks ever. With that being said, I'm out. Peace. See you later. Bye bye.